Hey there everyone, welcome back to another video, and we are here to talk about my favorite Vita games. So this is going to be my top 5 Vita games. I think the Vita is pretty much dead now. There's not really anything coming out for it that I'm going to be buying, I don't think, unless something crazy new um, gets released, but it seems unlikely. Most of the stuff that would come out on the Vita is now coming out on the Switch. So I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite games, and these are just. I want to preface this by saying like these aren't all very well reviewed games. Some of them are not well reviewed at all, but they're the games I spent the most time with and the games I enjoyed the time with. So there's other games that I played longer that I enjoyed less. Let's put it that way. So these were the games I enjoyed the most. I got the most enjoyment out of. So first game we're going to look at here is something that maybe you'd expect, maybe not. This is Seimado Monogatari, which is whatever the English name, whatever they named it. I have no idea. But this is basically a roguelike that's based on kind of these cute characters and curry. They're they're getting ingredients and things that can make magic spells through recipes, and it's basically the basic items for making weapons and things are changed to be a kind of food slash curry theme. And it's a roguelike, so it's a kind of a cute roguelike. The monsters are all kind of cute. The characters are all this kind of cute character. It's not the normal thing I like to play, really. I mean, the game type is, but I don't really like cute games. I'm not like a big fan of like this art style or cute things in general. But this game is actually fun. It's fun to play. It's kind of got an addicting play to it. It's got interesting characters. I mean, the characters are interesting despite being like meant to be kind of anime cute. But the general like way the game is designed, the levels are all, fun. The stages are fun. The way that the magic and the kind of items work, it's fun. It's all fun. So I put a lot of time in this game. I think this is one of the few beta games that I platinum trophied. There was a nightmare with this game where upon release it had a bug that would like there's a ridiculously long post like end game tower that's like 256 levels or something, or maybe it's 100 levels, I don't remember. I think it's 256 though. And the thing with it is this game had a bug where if you reached level 99, the game, like there was a certain type of way that if you reach level 99 the game would freeze, and like the only way you're getting level 99 is on this last thing. So I'm like on level like 220 or 230, and I'm like level 99. I reach level 99, game freezes. It's like hours and hours of play you just lost because of this bug. So that kind of put me off. But I still, even then, even though like normally a normal person would just throw the game and the Vita in the trash at that point, I persisted and went through that thing. It took a couple hours though to finish that last tower, but this game is fun, totally worth it. I don't know the English name though. I know it came out in English though. So next is a game that I don't think got very well reviewed. I don't care. This is Ore no Chica Bunny o Koete Yuke 2. Now, this came out in the US, I think, as just Oreshika. Maybe just Oreshika. I'm not sure if it had the 2 at the end or not, but, however, the first game in this series on the PlayStation 1, it's also on the PSP, or it's just called Ore no Chica Bunny o Koete Yuke, which is poorly translated as Over My Dead Body, which is not the real meaning. It's kind of, but like that has like Over My Dead Body has like a real meaning in English that's not the same meaning as this. So it's kind of a poor translation. That's probably why it's called Orishika in the US as well. But the deal with this game is that the first one is like one of my favorite games. It's easily like all time one of my all-time favorite RPGs, all-time favorite games. And this game, it doesn't it doesn't live up to the first game. Like if I was gonna replay one of these, I even though this one has better graphics, I'd replay the first one because it's better. But this game still manages to be a lot of fun. It doesn't quite have the same like I don't know, greatness that the first one has for a few reasons. Like I have a review of this on my channel somewhere if you want to look for it. But overall, this game, despite having more flaws than the first one, ends up being still a lot of fun, really good. And I think most people didn't like it. I can't, you know, I can't speak for other people's taste, but this one kind of fits mine quite well. It's done in a situation where you don't really have any set characters. Your characters all die after about a year and a half at max. In like each time you play, each time you take a turn in the game, it's basically a 1 month. So your characters die pretty quickly. So you'll have them for like 1 day equals 1 month basically, and they'll all last like you know, like I said, 16 days maybe at the most. But what happens is there's kind of a breeding system where you're like, these people can't have kids with normal people, but they can breed with these like gods. So you get like kind of demigods, I guess. So as the bloodlines get stronger and stronger, your characters become stronger and stronger, and you open more classes and you get a bunch of more stuff. This one takes this weird kind of thing where they have a recurring character that shows up as like this character is like an incarnation of a god that can be born into your bloodline sometimes. It's kind of dumb. That's like one of the main reasons why people didn't like this game as much as the first one. It's one of the main reasons why I didn't like this game as much as the first one, because adding an actual character that's not really your family member is silly. It kind of ruins the point of the game, and it actually relegates like all of your work as kind of sidekick to this character, which is dumb. It just kind of makes the game less important than it should be. Like the first one is great because it doesn't have that. And you know, this still ends up being good. I mean, it's still like quite a fun game and one that I would definitely recommend. But you know, if you have the option, if there's a translation, I don't think there is, but if there is, or if there is a way you can play the first one, do it, because it's one of the best games on the PlayStation 1, and that's like saying a lot. And for PlayStation 1 RPGs, like out of those, favorite PlayStation 1 RPG, probably the first one in that series. Such a great game. So next we've got Superhero Generation. So Superhero Generation is a tactical RPG. It's with Gundams, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider. So this is like your kind of. There's a long-running crossover series with these three groups of characters from Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Gundam. And this is like another one in the series, but this ends up being a really fun game. It's a lot like your kind of Super Robot Wars, but with, for me specifically, like characters I actually like instead of the giant robot characters. And then there's giant robots in here too. It's not like it's not just tokusatsu characters, but you've got a lot of good stuff in this. This game was so much fun. I definitely platinumed this game. I played through it maybe three full times to platinum it. It was totally worth it. I had fun every time. Never got old. Never got boring to play. Never felt like I can't believe I'm playing this again. It was good. It was really good. And I'm not sure how well it sold. I'm not sure if they'll come out with another one, but if they do, I'll be day one in that, because I love this game. It was really good. So really great strategy RPG. Next we've got something that's probably on most people's Vita top list is Persona 4 the Golden. I won't talk about this too much, but Persona 4, it's it's one of my least favorite Persona games, to be honest. It's like one of my least of the main series Persona games. It's like my second to last. But it's still, even then, even like the worst Persona game is still an awesome game. So this is this is a great game. It's a lot of fun. I think it does make it a little bit too. It goes too far in the direction of like anime Scooby Doo and the gang, but they pulled back on that quite a bit in the sequel, and it's like this one specifically got really popular because of that, but it in my opinion makes it like not quite as good as the almost any of the other Persona games. And that being said, I put a ton of time into this game. It's so fun. It's really a great system. It's very addictive. The gameplay is fun. The kind of just grinding is fun. Getting new personas is always like super fun. It kind of draws me in with a kind of, like I'm gonna have to get out charts and stuff to figure out how I'm gonna get stuff. It's not as bad in this one as it is in like your standard SMT games where you have to make charts and stuff. But this one, it's a lot of fun. It's probably the best kind of turn-based RPG on the system. I mean, there are a lot of RPGs on the Vita, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a better one than Persona 4 Golden. It's a quality game. So, last one here. This one, you guys might know. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you probably have a good idea what this game is going to be. But if you haven't, and you're just wondering what the hell are you talking about, this is the game I probably put the most time in on the Vita. This is Soul Sacrifice. This is specifically Soul Sacrifice Delta, but I'll include the original one also, Soul Sacrifice. I spent 30 hours playing Soul Sacrifice's demo. Like, it's like 2 bosses, and I just played it forever. Played it over and over and over and over. And when Soul Sacrifice came out, I put so much time into that game. I beat it a bunch of times. And when Delta came out, it added a whole new faction. You've got a ton of new bosses. It was great. I loved this game. I met one of the developers randomly at a party, and he was super jazzed that I was like the biggest fan of this game. Apparently, I mean, it sold pretty well, but I don't think Delta sold as well, and they've never like mentioned it again after this. I hope they make one for the Switch. That would be really great. I would be super happy about that. So this game, basically, it's kind of like you're fighting monstrous versions of kind of fairy tale characters. You've got a lot of different stuff going on. It's got this cool kind of, what am I thinking here? Like a mechanic where you have, you're basically a dude trapped in a cage, and you have access to a book, and the book can bring you to these places to fight bosses. So basically, this is very much like a Monster Hunter type of game, but unlike Monster Hunter, I have a lot of fun with this game. So I'm not a huge fan of Monster Hunter. I don't really like monster hunting style games. Though I've played a bunch. Monster Hunter, out of all of them, Monster Hunter is my least favorite. I don't know why. But out of those games, this one ticks like every box. It's like crazy, creepy, like monstrous characters. They're not like dragons and things. They're like horror monsters. It's much more of like a horror-themed Monster Hunter than anything. But it's got a cool magic system where your characters use magic instead of weapons. And I mean, they use weapons, the magic turns into weapons, but you use magic, you use different types of elemental things to defeat certain enemies. It's very much like break down their armor, stun them, and knock pieces off to get more stuff to get loot. It's very much that kind of game. But this one was super addictive. I couldn't get enough of Soul Sacrifice and Soul Sacrifice Delta, and I only wish that they would make more of these. I need more Soul Sacrifice in my life, and this is pretty much dead now. I don't think anybody plays it anymore. So that'll do it. That's it for my 5 best Vita games. So let me know in the comments what you guys have for your top 5 Vita games, or just some Vita games that you really like. I have a lot more that I spent a lot of time with, but these ones are the ones that I think I had the most fun with. I have a lot of Vita games, 50 or 60 or something, that I spent a lot of time with the Vita, and it's a great console, and I'm sad that it ended the way it ended, but, it is what it is. I'm glad that the Switch has sort of hopped in to take the place of these kind of lesser games that wouldn't normally be on a console. So, anyway, that's it for my Vita games, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.